Hey everyone, this is a help video for Thursday's activity for the week of April 21st, and your task is to build a rabbit home today. Before we go over this math help page, I just want to read the question to you so that we know what we're doing. So, design a rabbit home. You have 18 feet of fence to solve this problem to build a rectangular home on the grass for a rabbit. Show all the different possible designs you could make for the rabbit home. That's part one. Part two says, how many different rectangular shaped homes did you make? Which designs would give the rabbit the largest grass area? And show your mathematical thinking. And part three is, what's the difference between the smallest and largest possible grass areas you made? I'm going to jump back to the help page. If you're working in the paper packet and you don't have access to Google Classroom, then this page will help you. You can pause the video to look at the information or just listen as we go through it. So here are some helpful things that we already know that might help you with the next page. What we already know about rectangles is that they have four sides. The opposite sides are parallel. They have four right angles. These are the important ones. Opposite sides measure the same, and squares are also rectangles. What we already know about perimeter is that the perimeter of rectangles is the sum of all of the sides. So the way that I would find perimeter is to add up the lengths of all of the sides of the rectangle, and that should equal 18 for the rabbit home, because we only have 18 pieces of fence or 18 feet of fence. So the whole fence, the perimeter of the fence, needs to equal 18 when I add up all those sides. And I also know about perimeter that opposite sides of a rectangle need the same number. So if this side of the rectangle is 5, the top, the opposite parallel side, also needs to be 5. And if this side is 3, the opposite side also needs to be 3, because I know a rectangle has opposite sides that measure the same. So be careful and make sure that your rectangle has the same number of feet on each side. And what we already know about area is that the area is the amount of squares that are inside of the shape. So I can find area in a few different ways. I can count all of the squares inside of the shape to find the area, or I can multiply the length times the width. Okay, going back and looking at our rabbit homes. So if you're working on Google Classroom, I put some red outlines that you can kind of drag and drop and make bigger or smaller to show your rabbit homes. You can always make more than 3 if you have more ways than 3. And if you're working in the paper packet, all you're going to do is take a pencil. I would recommend probably do it in pencil first and then outline it with a crayon or a different color marker so that you can really see the rabbit home once you know that your answer is correct, just to make it easier to see. So I started with a shape, and you could do the same thing. You might be able to do some math and figure out 18 divided by 4, if you can do that. Or you can do 18 feet, find two numbers that equal 18, and then divide those numbers in half to make a rectangle. But playing around with shapes is also a great way to find the perimeter and the area. So I know I have 18 feet of fence. This shape that I made is a 4 by 4. So I have 4 on one side and 4 on the other side, and it's a square. And I know that squares are rectangles, so that could work. But when I look and I add up 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, I know it's 16, but not quite 18. So now I have to figure out, how can I manipulate or change this shape to make it 18? 16 and 18 are only two numbers away from each other. So I need to add 2 to this shape to make it an 18-foot fence rabbit home. And that's what I did on this shape here. So I just extended the perimeter by 1 on the top and the bottom. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the top, 5 on the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side, and 4 on that side. And I know that 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 4 is 14, plus 4 is 18. So I know that that fence works because I used all 18 feet of fence to make my rabbit home. If I was going to step 2, then I would find the area. And the grass area would be everything inside. So I know that I would do 1, 2, 3, 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I know that's 20. Or I can count all of these squares and I would also get 20. And that would be the area. Now, your challenge is to try to make a few more, 1 or 2, or however many you can more, and then find the difference in area between your shapes. So the only thing I'm going to do to find the difference is subtract. So if I have 1 with an area of 20, and let's say I have 1 with an area of 24, I'm going to do 24 minus 20, and I know that the difference in area is 4, and then I could find the largest area and the smallest area, and you're going to give me all of those answers on a separate sheet of paper or on this page here if you're working on Google Slides. This red box will not be here when you are working. But if you need more help, there are videos that I have sent on the non-digital agendas, and there are videos on Google Classroom that you can click for help. You can also take a screenshot of this page or pause the video on this page to help with rectangles, area, and perimeter. If you need more help, reach out to your teachers. We would love to help you with this one. It's a little bit tricky because this kind of reminds me of when we do our problem solving days and you work in partners and you ice the problem. This is kind of a problem that you would have on a problem solving day. So it's something that would take us a while to do. If you need help, don't worry about it. We haven't done area and perimeter in a long time. So let us know if you need help, and we would love to help you. Good luck.